You open your eyes but can't move. Your chest feels heavy and a presence lingers in the room. You're fully conscious but paralyzed. This terrifying phenomenon is sleep paralysis, a glitch in the boundary between REM sleep and wakefulness. Normally, during REM, your brain disables your muscles to stop you from acting out dreams. But sometimes, your mind wakes up before your body does, leaving you trapped. Many people report seeing shadows, hearing whispers, or sensing something evil nearby. These hallucinations feel real because the brain's fear center, the amygdala, is highly active. Sleep paralysis is surprisingly common, affecting roughly 1 in 4 people at least once. It's more likely under stress, sleep deprivation, or irregular sleep schedules. Despite its horror, it's harmless and temporary. Neurologically, it stems from a misalignment in REM's chemical process, particularly involving GABA and glycine, which suppress motor activity. Historically, this condition was blamed on demons or supernatural attacks, but modern neuroscience shows it's just your brain misfiring during a vulnerable transition. Still, the emotional intensity makes it unforgettable. And just when you think it's the worst the brain can do, some dreams take an even darker turn, far beyond fear. You're drifting off to sleep when, bam, you feel like you're falling, your body jerks. Or maybe you hear a loud bang, see a flash, or sense someone whispering your name. These sudden, bizarre moments are hypnagogic hallucinations, and they happen during the fragile border between wakefulness and sleep. As your brain powers down, some systems shut off faster than others, sensory input fades, but dream circuitry may already be warming up. That's when strange glitches occur, visual flashes, random noises, or a sense of floating. They're not dreams yet, but not quite reality either. This twilight zone can last seconds or minutes. Some people experience it often, while others never notice. It's harmless, but deeply weird. For centuries, these sensations were seen as spiritual or paranormal experiences. Now, science shows they come from the brain's attempt to let go while still processing the environment. Creative minds have used this state for inspiration. Salvador Dali and Thomas Edison both hovered in this zone to catch surreal ideas before falling asleep. The brain, unfiltered and disconnected, lets imagination run wild. But this unfiltered access has a darker side too, because sometimes the dream doesn't just surprise you, it strikes where you're most vulnerable. Can you die from a dream? It sounds like horror fiction, but rare, real-life cases suggest it's possible. In the late 1970s, young Southeast Asian men were dying in their sleep with no clear cause. Witnesses reported they screamed or thrashed before going still. Doctors called it sudden unexplained nocturnal death syndrome, SUNDES. Later, scientists found links to a rare heart condition called Brugada syndrome. Extreme stress, like a violent nightmare, may trigger fatal heart arrhythmias in vulnerable individuals, but in some cases, no heart defect was found. The only clue? Intense, fear-filled dreams. REM sleep is emotionally charged. The brain floods itself with activity, especially in areas tied to fear and memory. Normally, this is contained by chemical regulation, but in extreme cases, it might overload the body's systems, causing heart rate to spike dangerously. Though this is rare, it reveals how powerful the dreaming mind is. It doesn't just simulate fear, it can generate real physiological responses. Dreams feel real because, in many ways, the brain treats them as real. And even when they don't kill, dreams can still confront us with strange thoughts, ideas that don't feel like our own. In a dream, you argue with someone and they say something brilliant. But here's the twist. You didn't plan that line. It came from them. Except there is no them. It's all you. Why does your brain create ideas that feel foreign? During dreams, especially REM, your brain splits its functions. The logical, self-aware prefrontal cortex goes quiet. Emotional and sensory areas light up. The result? Your brain plays both sides of a conversation, without you consciously guiding it. Dream characters often feel independent. They say surprising things. Sometimes they act against your will. That's because your mind is improvising using memory fragments, emotions, and creative leaps. It's storytelling, but without a storyteller. This is why dreams can feel like they're happening to you, not from you. It's also why some people believe dreams have messages or outside sources. In truth, it's just your brain, disconnected from reality, rewriting experience in real time. And it does all this with astonishing energy, because at night, the brain doesn't rest. In fact, it turns up the volume. You're unconscious, you're lying still, but inside your skull, it's chaos, in a good way. During REM sleep, your brain becomes more active than when you're awake. Blood rushes to areas linked to vision, emotion, memory, and movement. It's not rest, it's a storm. The visual cortex lights up, fueling vivid imagery. The amygdala goes into overdrive, generating intense emotions. Meanwhile, the logical prefrontal cortex stays mostly offline, allowing dreams to flow without rules or limits. This explains why dreams feel so emotional and often make no sense. Neurotransmitters shift too. Acetylcholine increases, boosting mental stimulation. Serotonin and norepinephrine drop, removing the filters that shape logical thinking. Your brain becomes a playground for connections, metaphors, and rapid simulations. Why all this effort? Scientists believe REM sleep helps us process emotions, solve problems, and rewire memories. It may also prepare us for future challenges by running mental simulations. In short, REM isn't downtime. It's the brain's most creative, emotional, and adaptive state, one that lets it learn, heal, and imagine in ways waking consciousness never could. But behind this storm of activity lies something even more intricate, a deeply structured engine that drives the dream itself. Every 90 minutes, your brain drops into REM sleep, the stage where dreams get wild. It's named for the rapid eye movements that happen beneath your eyelids. But behind those flickers lies a complex system. REM is when the brain looks most awake while your body is frozen still. REM kicks in after your brain cycles through lighter and deeper sleep stages. Early REM periods are short, but they grow longer through the night. By morning, you might spend nearly an hour in REM. This is prime dreaming time, where the imagery is vivid, the emotions intense, and the logic unhinged. At the center of it all is the brainstem, particularly a region called the pons. It sends out signals that paralyze your body while triggering activity in visual and emotional regions. Chemicals like acetylcholine spike, while serotonin and norepinephrine plummet. This unusual mix creates the perfect environment for surreal mental theater. Scientists believe REM serves several purposes. It processes emotions, strengthens memories, and may even help us rehearse life challenges. Its unique chemistry allows for unfiltered thought, creative leaps, and deep emotional work. REM isn't just part of sleep. It's the engine of dreaming, running simulations, solving puzzles, and rebuilding the mind in ways we're only beginning to understand. But when this system stumbles, those dreams can turn dark and sometimes terrifying. You wake up in a cold sweat, your heart's racing. Something chased you, or you were falling, or trapped. It was just a dream, but your body doesn't know that. Nightmares are more than bad dreams. They're deeply emotional rehearsals rooted in brain biology. Most nightmares happen during REM sleep, when the amygdala, your brain's fear center, is highly active. At the same time, the prefrontal cortex, which normally calms you down with logic, is offline. That means emotions run unchecked. Fear takes over, and since the brain builds dream stories from memory and emotion, it creates terrifying scenes to match. But nightmares aren't random. They often reflect real-life stress, anxiety, or trauma. Your brain may be replaying emotional experiences in symbolic form, trying to process and neutralize them. In this way, nightmares serve a purpose. They're part of your brain's emotional cleanup crew. Some scientists believe nightmares evolved as training tools. By simulating danger in dreams, early humans may have sharpened survival instincts. Your brain learns what fear feels like and practices how to respond, without any real threat. Still, frequent nightmares can be harmful, especially if they interrupt sleep or repeat traumatic content. But even the worst ones are usually your brain trying to heal. And surprisingly, this healing function doesn't stop at fear. Some dreams seem to dig deeper, helping us make sense of life, loss, and even ourselves. You go to bed feeling overwhelmed. You wake up lighter. Nothing changed, yet something shifted. That's the silent work of your brain during REM sleep. Dreams, especially emotional ones, help us process stress, disappointment, and even grief. During REM, the brain reactivates memories and blends them with past experiences and emotions. But here's the key. Stress-related chemicals like norepinephrine drop dramatically. That means your brain replays difficult content without triggering full emotional distress. It's like rewatching a painful moment, but from a safer distance. This function acts acts like overnight therapy. You're not consciously working through problems, but your brain is. It revisits emotional experiences, reshapes them, and files them away more calmly. People who get quality REM sleep tend to feel more emotionally balanced, less anxious, and better equipped to face daily challenges. When REM is disrupted by stress, drugs, or lack of sleep, emotional regulation suffers. You become more reactive, less focused, and more prone to anxiety. It's like skipping a critical mental reset. Dreams don't just reflect your emotional world, they help you heal it. And they do it through strange, sometimes beautiful, sometimes haunting stories your mind tells itself. But what fuels these stories? What shapes their colors, emotions, and vividness? The answer lies in the brain's chemical code. Inside your sleeping brain, a delicate mix of chemicals determines whether you dream and what those dreams feel like. It's not random. Each molecule plays a role in shaping your dream world. First up, acetylcholine. During REM sleep, this neurotransmitter spikes, especially in visual and memory areas. It drives the vivid, fast-changing imagery of dreams. Without it, your mind's theater would go dark. Meanwhile, serotonin and norepinephrine, chemicals linked to focus and mood, drop to near zero. Their absence is why dreams feel strange, disjointed, and free of logic. You're unfiltered, uninhibited. The boundaries of reality blur. Then there's dopamine, which rises slightly during REM. It's tied to emotion, reward, and motivation, explaining the intensity of dream feelings, both good and bad. You might feel euphoric or terrified in a dream, and dopamine helps drive that. Two other key players are GABA and glycine. They shut down motor activity, keeping your body still during REM. Without them, you'd physically act out your dreams, something that happens in rare sleep disorders. This chemical environment creates the perfect conditions for dreaming, vivid, emotional, and untethered. Mess with the balance by medication, stress, or illness, and dreams can vanish, change, or intensify. But these chemicals don't just enable dreams. They set the stage for the brain's most powerful trick, creating entire worlds that feel real, even if you know they aren't. You're flying through the sky, and suddenly, you realize this is a dream. You look at your hands, focus, and steer the dream like a movie director. This is lucid dreaming, a rare state where the dreamer becomes aware they're dreaming, and sometimes gains control. Lucid dreams usually happen during REM sleep, but unlike regular dreams, the prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for self-awareness, briefly reactivates. That's the moment you wake up inside the dream. Some people experience lucid dreams by chance. Others learn techniques to enter them deliberately. These include doing reality checks during the day, waking briefly in the night and going back to sleep, or repeating the intention to realize you're dreaming. These methods are supported by actual research, and yes, they work. Why would anyone want to control their dreams? For starters, it's fun. But beyond that, lucid dreaming has real potential. People use it to confront recurring nightmares, rehearse difficult conversations, explore creativity, and even reduce anxiety. Brain scans of lucid dreamers show a unique hybrid state, intense dream activity mixed with flashes of wake-like consciousness. It's neither fully asleep nor fully awake, a bridge between worlds. Lucid dreaming proves that consciousness is more flexible than we think, and in that liminal space, something remarkable happens. You become both the author and the actor of your own inner universe. A melody comes to you in a dream. A story, an image, a solution. You wake up inspired. This isn't rare. History is full of creative breakthroughs born in sleep. Paul McCartney dreamed the tune to Yesterday. The structure of the benzene molecule came to chemist Auguste Kekulé in a dream. Even Einstein's thought experiments were shaped by dreamlike mental imagery. Why does this happen? During REM sleep, the brain makes bold connections. Without logic filters, ideas combine freely. Distant thoughts mix, forming new patterns. The result? Metaphors, inventions, insights. Your inner critic is also offline during dreaming. That voice that says, "That's dumb," or "won't work," is silent. Creativity flows without judgment. This explains why dreams are often bizarre but meaningful. They reflect pure idea generation. Studies show people who sleep after being given a creative task perform better than those who stay awake. Sleep helps solve problems not through brute force, but through unexpected leaps. Artists and thinkers throughout history have tried to capture dream creativity. Salvador Dali held a spoon while falling asleep, waking when it dropped, to catch ideas from the dream threshold. Dreams don't just entertain, they innovate. And when you learn to listen, they might offer more than inspiration. They might help you understand yourself. And that brings us to the final truth: why dreams matter not just at night, but for your life. We spend a third of our lives asleep, yet we often dismiss dreams as nonsense. But science says otherwise. Dreams are not just nighttime noise, they're emotional processors, creative engines, and mental rehearsals, shaping who we are. They help us manage fear, resolve conflict, and explore ideas. They give us access to subconscious memories and feelings we ignore by day. They break rules, remix reality, and sometimes reveal truths we can't face when awake. In dreams, the brain becomes its most raw, strange, and honest. That's why dream content often feels more emotional than real life, and why insights gained in dreams, whether terrifying or beautiful, can stick with us forever. Even when we forget the details, the work is done. The brain has sorted, sculpted, and rewired. It's trimmed old thoughts and grown new ones. It's helped us adapt. You might never fully control your dreams. You might not even remember them, but every night, your brain builds stories. Wild, deep, meaningful ones, designed not to distract, but to evolve you. So next time you wake from something strange, don't brush it off. That was your mind, wide awake in the dark, showing you what it's truly capable of.